Taurus, you were right all along. Your intuition was on point. Your spirit was confirming for you all the suspicions that you were having about a particular season, time in your life, phase in your life, whatever it is. Yes, to answer your question, your spiritual practices, your belief systems, they were all under spiritual attack. The objective was to get you to turn away from certain cultural practices, to get you to sabotage yourself, kind of to the point where you don't want to go anywhere or do something anymore because some type of negative energy would always be focusing on you or around. You know, this is like this feels more spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let's say you don't go on Facebook anymore because the energy just feels off, you know, or you don't go on YouTube anymore because the energy just feels off. Yes, that was a spiritual frequency that was being projected into the collective and translating into your personal experience as a repellent, right? And so you would eventually look at something that you enjoy doing as a turnoff, which would trickle down in so many areas of your life where you just aren't interested anymore. You just don't desire to go to that place or do that thing anymore. So confirmation, if y'all were feeling that energy, but you weren't quite sure, but you were having your suspicions and conspiracy about it, yes, Spirit is confirming for you that you are not a loco. However, for many of you, Spirit has also revealed to me that your torturer has become your pleasure. The lesson your torturer was meant to teach you was fulfillment, self-fulfillment, true fulfillment, self-mastery when it comes to fulfillment. So when you're in this frequency of generosity, everything you do will feed others, including your enemies. Everything you do will be victorious. Your ships will never dock, I'm hearing. And you will keep experiencing expansion. You would keep evolving. You would keep growing. That's what they're telling me. Yeah, intuition and manifestation. Your spirit would be it's like a generator. You have to feed it, and so you had to feed your own fulfillment. You had to fulfill yourself. So your channel message is very simple, Taurus. You keep going. You keep sharing. You keep giving, and the universe will never stop bringing opportunities of abundance towards you. The universe will never stop showering you with money, showering you with ideas. So this way you can be the producer and you can bring those ideas into fruition, creating jobs for many people, creating opportunities for other people to succeed in their own lives. So the universe is personally invested in providing anything that your heart desires because you desire to give it away to other souls that are meant to receive it. And as long as you keep giving it away and giving it away and giving it away and giving it away, that's your sweet spot. Okay, so the enemy wanted you to fear being generous, wanted you to fear being taken advantage of, but it's not working anymore because the universe is your provider. When the universe provides for you, millions of souls experience an influx of abundance into their lives. Doors open. Okay. Powerful. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is your confirmation. And you'll know if you are at a phase in your life where this is meant to resonate with you, because you're going through the thick of it. Many of you may be going through it, and your enemies are around you, trying to hurt you, trying to trigger you. There's many events playing out right now as we speak, and part of you want to run away. Like, you know what? Let me just start over. Let me just go somewhere. Let me just disappear. But your spiritual team is saying, no, stand your ground. Deception, deceit, and reverse. Stand your ground. I'm about to bring you a wave. All right? I'm about to create a whole new lane for you. And I want you to jump on this wave. Some people are going to look at it as a trend. Some people are going to consider it something that you're doing for clout. But because you trust me, you'll be the only person that can see the strategy. You'll be the only person that knows how it's all meant to play 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 7 years down the line. I'm going to show you every major life event that's about to take place. Because I know you're going to build the ark. Y'all are the generators, the builders. There are some people, this is why only select people will receive those premonitions and those visions of what will come years from now, is because y'all are the ones that actually will get it done, right? This is not for the Tauruses that are just still doing the work on themselves in order to come into a knowing of why they're here. Y'all are the Tauruses that you know who you are. You know the jobs that you're supposed to be providing for the rest of the world. You know the opportunities. You see here, the foundations you're supposed to start. See it in this card. All right, the organizations you're supposed to start online, the networking systems you're supposed to generate. You've already been shown the plan, God's plan. All right, and because you've been shown the plan, now you're operating in the spirit of self-mastery. You're operating in God's plan, okay? You're operating in the divine plan because you're a divine one. All right? You're not just down here having a human experience to learn lessons. You're applying the blueprint. You're duplicating the blueprint. You're duplicating yourself. All right? Because you are an expression of God, source consciousness. And when there's so much confusion going on in the world, so much fear tactics being spread, you can't be lied to. You can't get distracted by what's going on in the world. It doesn't work on you. It doesn't have that type of move. Doesn't move you like it moves the rest of the world. So you know your enemies being close to you is necessary. You gotta keep them close to you. They're supposed to be close to you. Until you decide, until they zap themselves. See, a lot of times enemies prefer to move in the space where they feel like nobody can see them. Nobody knows their real thoughts. And so eventually they start off being afraid that you can really see their true thoughts, their true suspicions, their internal dialogue. That scares. That's very scary for a lot of people. And so you're coming to a consciousness that's afraid of themselves, who they really are. But I don't feel like you guys are the collective that's supposed to be stuck on the phase of constantly just telling somebody who they are, right? You can tell them the potential that you can tell them, like, oh, you bad, like Kehlani is. You see what I'm saying? That song is so deep. You could tell them. But the only time that they're actually believing it is when they start doing the works, when they start generating when they start using the opportunities that they received in connection with you, when they actually walk through those doors and they actually fulfill their own calling, that's when they will shift out of just constantly needing to hear it over and over and over again, that you're divine, you're divine, you're divine, you're special, you're special, you're special. And then they would just start moving and operating. So a lot of y'all are in a phase of operating. Okay, you're operating, you're in your operator. Frequency, while others are stepping into their generator frequency. They're supposed to be generating something, and they're they be lying, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna let go of that, I'm gonna shed that. And so you're not holding them back or making excuses for them. What I'm seeing you do is say, okay, all right, so now you know this is where you were. Now you know what you're supposed to do. That part is done. Moving on. Okay? And because you can't stay stagnant. You got to keep moving. So the world is saying now you have to reach other people. All right. Spirit is also saying that you've come to a level of consciousness. The way that they respond to the idea of sharing you with the rest of the world is also a reflection of what type of lover they are. When a person is afraid of sharing you with the rest of the world and other people experiencing you and other people knowing who you are, it's a reflection of what type of lover they are. Right? And you know how Spirit said in the beginning that what makes you abundant, what makes you prosperous is your generosity. The way you give and the way you express love through you on a daily basis is currency. It's good energy. It's good vibes. Your genuine love is good vibes. And that's why you have all this purple here. Because you don't just talk about it, you're really about that life. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. It's not contingent on someone reciprocating back to you. It's not codependent. You are really at an all-time high. Whether someone reaches back out, whether someone calls, whether someone communicates, whether someone gives to you, that's a responsibility you take on yourself. You take on the world by yourself. It's not contingent on other people showing up and doing that. You've already generated that. You've already established something. Now you're just operating in it. So, a lot of times when, let's say you have a boss. We're going to use it as an example for work, because I know this is going over a lot of people's heads, right? So let's bring it back to the 3D. Probably like, what is she talking about? Yeah, we were in the clouds for a second. Okay, so let's say you have a boss, and that boss doesn't want you to go to other offices. Let's say you have a boss that has multiple locations, right? And at their main office, you're like the best worker, the best. You're so generous. You go over and beyond, and you make good money, right? Now, let's say in all the other sistering facilities, they want to know if you can come there as well and help out over there in those departments. Your boss didn't want you in the past, did not want you to go to those other sistering departments to help them sort out their mess, help them sort out their situation. Your boss wanted to keep you at the main office. And so as a way to detour you from going over there and even wanting to be in those offices, your boss gave you like a bad review, right? That would be an example of what I said earlier about spiritually projecting an image of you, making making management and other departments not see you as a valuable candidate. However, your boss didn't tell you that when they called your boss to ask them, what your work ethic is like, your boss said, oh, they're all right. They struggle with organization, but for the most part, I really believe that they're going to be a great candidate. I can see them growing, but they got a lot of work to do. And so just by having that referral or reference, it planted a seed of doubt in the sistering departments, in the other departments that wanted to collaborate with you or connect with you. Little did you know, when you got your boss's blessings, you never thought in a million years that person would be the one. The person that praised you so much would be the one to plant a seed of doubt on your reputation, on your character, to other people, because your boss was afraid that someone else in another office would see you as valuable as they see you, and would probably want you to relocate. You see how that works? And so now you know why. Spirit's now showing you why you went through any experience. Like, let's say you went over there anyway, and then you got over there, and then they were treating you like shit, and now you're like, I never was treated like this in my office. I was never treated like that in my original facility. You get what I'm saying? Let's say you're a doctor. That's how the same shit working. Say you're a nurse, and it's be working like that when you go to other floors. You see how I'm saying? Little did you know the conversation that was happening in the back office, the conversation that they were having about you in management or your superiors, it all stemmed from the very person that swore they could not be able to do what they wouldn't be able to manage or be a good supervisor without you, having you a part of the team, a part of the squad, change the game for their department, which is why the manager, the supervisor, has a wonderful reputation. You see what I'm saying? So those are some of the 3D examples that I'm seeing, whether you're going through that situation or not. I see that example. I see many examples. And to read off every example to you that I see here would take days, months, because there's too many people with specific scenarios. But if you can grasp the concept, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that's what prevents a lot of people from trusting their intuition, is they can't grasp the concept in multiple different ways. It is a limitation. It's a limited. You limiting your perception to one topic, one area of life. This applies also to love. The person that love you so much, want to see you win, has been sabotaging you. Yeah. Right? They've been energetically sabotaging you out of fear that you're going to outgrow them. So this is a reflection of someone's shitty way of loving you. When someone is that possessive over you to the point where they would go out of their way to make other people look at you in a negative light, is that really love? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not negative, as in they're not saying it directly, because this is someone that believes that they're not a hater. I would never hate on you. I'm your biggest supporter. When you're with them, they're your biggest supporter. So this person has been spiritually torturing you. Your spiritual team came in and said, I'm going to remove the veil. See, when someone uses this type of craft, right? Manipulation. When someone crafts manipulation in this type of context, where there's a thin line between love and hate, and it's hard to really see how clearly they love you or clearly they hate you, and it's kind of blurry. Lex, volume 1. And it's pretty blurry. You can't quite make out if that's love or hate. Then the universe gonna send in Batman. The universe gonna send in the devil. Because the devil is the only person that can reveal all the tricks to you. Because the devil deveils you from smoke screens. And so before you become stuck and you start to roll in a particular direction that turns you into a stone, that's what Papa gonna do. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he lit was his home. But when he died, tell me how this is your father on the other side. That's like, we don't even play like that. And so your intellect has risen. Your master your game. And so it's like the more this person played this game on you, the more you observed it. Like, let me turn it this way and turn it that way. Let's look at this in more different ways. And by you doing that, by you being willing to sit there and observe this creature in all its totality, you became wiser and wiser and wiser. You didn't look away. You didn't run. You didn't try to flee. And so they went full max on your ass. Like, you know what? I'm taking it all the way up. This is electric shock. This is spiritual shock. I'm going to spiritually shock you in such a way that it hurts. But the more they increase the voltage and they irritate it where they know you visit frequently or you go frequently. This is someone trying to disturb your mental peace, your spiritual peace. Eventually, that torture became your pleasure. And what happens? You alchemize it. Now your vision is open. This is like an eye. And you sitting in the eye of the storm, you going through it, you giving birth. Every trick in their arsenal, every trick up their sleeve is now yours. You've claimed their gifts, you've claimed their powers. Just like Fifth Element. It's like you watch the shit happen long enough and you got smarter in a short period of time. Talking about self-mastery here. You got smarter in a short period of time. So now someone can't deceive you. Yeah, someone can't deceive you. Now you know who was trying to sabotage your spiritual journey. Now you know who was working against you. The crazy part about it is, for a lot of y'all, you've been producing content on social media. You've been self-made entrepreneurs, and it's been coming from, like, the hate has been coming from within the nest, not outside of it. You see what I'm saying? It's close to you. Yes, it's been close to you all along. Praying on your downfall all along. Psychically trying to fuck with you all along. It's like, oh, I'm gonna practice on you. You see what I'm saying? And so the very people that you've been wanting to help has been trying to practice on you. Practice their gifts. Playing in your energy. Trying to sharpen themselves on you. So it's like, oh, I'm going to project this gift, and I'm going to project that gift, and then I'm going to psychically try to see if that person can pick up on it, if they can figure me out. All right. That's the quickest way to get yourself spiritually fucked up, is to not know how to govern yourself. It's all fun and games. When you come into, oh, I know how to do this and I know how to do that, and I got this gift and that gift. But when you love something so much to the point where you become selfishly involved with wanting to have all of the attention on you, the desire to have all the attention on me, like pick up on me, read me, pick up on my energy, that desire is self-centered. It's selfish. And it's distracting. And it comes with a price. Because you have to check your intentions at the door. For some of you guys, you could have let someone sample something, see something, right? You could have been sharing a gift that you have. So a lot of contracts have been signed here. That's because people don't know how to control their demons. Which is a reflection of how they treat their family, their mothers, their personal relationships, their romantic relationships. The demand, the expectation, limited belief systems. This is a level of consciousness that won't perceive what they're doing to be unethical. Because this is also how they call on their God. So it's almost like Spirit is saying people can only be and do what they're accustomed to. Especially when they haven't been taught the honoring path. If they don't honor themselves, how can they honor you? You get what I'm saying? If they don't know how to honor themselves, and they see that as self-serving. Y'all remember in the movie, let me know in the comments if y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't remember. It's the movie Divergent. And so you know how there was multiple factions, and then there was a faction of the people that didn't have mirrors in their house, and they live very simplistic, and they view that as the honor. They view that as the best faction to be in, because you're not glorifying money, you're not glorifying possessions, you're not over consuming in things. And so that's the lack consciousness, right? That's also the level of consciousness that was extremely religious, right? Tobias got his ass whooped a lot by that level of consciousness, by his own father. Where, it was frowned upon to dress yourself up or adorn yourself or look in the mirror for too long. That's the level of consciousness. That's the limited belief system. Definitely giving me religious sectors. But they are also the ones that believe that they're meant to serve a great purpose and be more in control of certain things because they're self-sacrificing. They don't desire much for themselves. And so they also have their arrogance about believing why they are the Holy Grail. But truth be told, Trist's mom was also divergent. She chose to become a divergent to pretty much, she chose to join that faction out of fear that she would be ostracized pretty much, or like killed or whatever for not for being different during a period of time where being different was frowned upon. And so some of you guys may have mother where they have gifts too, but all along they were disguising themselves in a particular faction as a way to keep the peace. Take a blend in with everybody else. Then you get Stockholm Syndrome, where, even though someone has bad intentions, you just, out of fear of coming up against that person, you turn a blind eye. And so a lot of hypocritical sectors are coming to a light, and what the Spirit is showing, revealing in this reading, the call is for you to connect with your heart, to reconnect with your heart chakra, with love. Because a lot of y'all, a lot of the energy that I've been reading for, it's like you're being called to let go of how you've been a victim in your families. Let go of that narrative. Let it die. All right? You don't have to call on, when you're afraid, you don't have to call on a God and sell yourself in a way. You can alchemize it. And I feel like that's what many of you guys are doing. You are a representative, an ambassador of self-actualization. All right. I think it's self-actualization. Yeah. How to come from these roots and come from these environments, go through these different traumas, but set yourself free from feeling like you have to be a victim to it. And turn that pain into purpose. So the experiences, the memories, the disappointments that once terrorized you becomes your voice of confidence. You transmute it into the flame, and then you rise like a phoenix, and you leave behind that lack consciousness. And so I always describe Dauntless as like going into the shadow of oneself and being extremist, right? And then after you become extremist, you transition into something else. Because it's like wherever you go, you're transformative. You see what I'm saying? Angels of the four directions. So you're all elements. You're all four elements. And then your spirit, like, teacher. Yeah, I feel like you're being taught 444. Some of you guys are about to come into, there's someone that's going to teach you something. I think Spirit wants to talk about this teacher. You're going to get, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so there is a teacher out here. This, for some of y'all, this is a spirit guide. Someone's going to teach you now how to turn water into wine. How to turn how to make something merry. The sun. Yes, turning water into wine. Perception. How to look at everything through how to look at everything through a positive lens, regardless of that which you have lost and things that you have not yet been able to acquire. And this teacher is meant to teach you how to move in that existence on a day-to-day basis where you aren't depleting yourself. Okay? Where you aren't depleting yourself and second guessing what you've asked for. Because it's in the daily routines where you're going to be able to, it's almost like your daily, so your daily routines, you're not, okay, how do I say this? You're getting out of the frequency of doing your daily routines to achieve something and shifting into fulfilling your doing your daily routines as a fulfillment. How do I describe it? It's like fulfilling your daily routines because it's something that you enjoy doing. Like, it's not that you're doing it because, let's use going to the gym for an example, which can be a daily routine, right? Let's say you go to the gym. Sometimes what brings you to the gym is you lost some type of health, right? And so you got to go to the gym. So now you have to do it. Or you went through a heartbreak, so you have to go to the gym so you don't get depressed, trying to keep the depression away. And so your focus becomes keeping the depression away by just putting your physical body through something to release the energy. What this teacher is meant to teach you, is here to teach you, is how to go to the gym for no other reason except to just experience yourself. Experience what your legs feel like when you move them. Experience what sweat feels like when it secretes out of your pores. You know what I'm saying? To really be in your experience from a space of fulfillment. Describing the words, I could just feel it, the difference. You see what I'm saying? So the Devil, the Three of Wands. Self-actualizing fulfillment. This is an orgasmic experience with the present moment. And with the Three of Wands, I get a sense of it's like magnetizing something towards you. Yeah, this is definitely like an eruption of magnetism. Something cracks open and then you see a whole new world. You see the world in such a way where it's like, ooh, I could do this with that. It's like you start to look around and you're like, I have everything that I need right here, right around me. This unlocks the marathon, a relationship with the marathon versus a race. The Seven of Cups now just has a whole new meaning. This is what, once you experience this, I feel like you're right on the cusp, like you're there, it's happening. You see what I'm saying? But there's something that you need to understand about the Five of Cups in reverse. Like when you want something and you don't get it. Ace of Cups. You don't have attachment about it, yeah. Five of Cups is like, okay, so you know, like when you have that kid when you're young, you never had that you never watched your siblings and you have like that one sibling that's always, when they can't get something that they want, they have a tantrum. And then you hear the parents say, some parents will either give them what they want because they had a tantrum, or others would be like, now you're really not getting it because you had a tantrum. I'm not feeding that behavior. This is the same concept. The universe doesn't want to feed the behavior of wallowing over spilt milk. And that is why the universe leaves people to their vices and to their belief systems that keep them on a certain frequency, right? Because while they're having that tantrum, the universe, God, can't help you by going down there into the rut with you. And so when you leave your kid there having a tantrum because you're not giving them what they want, eventually the child's going to get off the fucking ground and go find their parent and say, and then they're gonna have they're gonna come asking the right questions now. You know, they'll be like, and then they'll be like, they'll come in there quiet, maybe making a little pouty face or some shit, because they reluctantly had to do something. And now y'all can have a conversation because your parents gonna be like, okay, you done having a tantrum? You wanna use your words now? And ask me for what you want. I feel like that's the universe is doing with you. Are you ready to use your words now and ask me for what you want? Or are you going to continue blaming me for everything that's happening to you? Some people take on the blame valiantly and say, "Oh, God wants me to go through pain with this person," and then when they go through shit with that person, because that person done cheated on them and did all types of wild stuff, then they'll be like, "I asked God to tell me if this person was lying to me. Take it from me, Lord. Take it from me." And the whole time, that's why we have the devil energy here. Everybody's sitting there like, "Look at this shit. You wanted me to take something from you, but you asked for it." You see what I'm saying? How can I take something away from you that you asked for? But then you'll blame me. You'll blame God. And then you'll turn it into purpose. You'll turn your pain into purpose. This is phases to it. You turn your pain into purpose, and you'll say, "God put me through this because I was meant. Now I have a purpose." And shit, that's still lying on God too. Because I feel like the part that they're not accepting, the Two of Swords, is however the Nine of Wands. What is this? Nine of Wands is insecurity. So insecurity of the Hierophant? This is saying like you placed your conviction on the sanctity of the commitments with the Hierophant. When you place your conviction of any relationship on the expectation of what that title is supposed to guarantee you, you are bound to be disappointed. That's like me placing my conviction that I won't be cheated on a confirmation that from the opposite person that we're in an actual relationship. And so I feel secure because I have the relationship title. But time and time again, you will see people step out on their marriage. You'll see people, it don't matter if y'all got a title of boyfriend or girlfriend, husband and wife. If a person wants to cheat, they will cheat. If a person wants to lie, they will lie. If a person wants to steal, they will steal. And that's why the devil energy is out here. The devil is the governor of all the things we don't want. Right? There is a whole angel that teaches about the extreme. Right? Insecurities can become extremely, fear is insecurity that became extreme, right? Obsession is happiness to its extreme. You get what I'm saying? So the devil energy is always articulating the extremes of personalities, extremes of emotions, extremes of thought, extremes of spirit. You see what I'm saying? Of passion. So if you've never felt the extreme of anything, then you wouldn't really know the devil. You wouldn't have a contrast. And even when someone's like, "Oh, I'm not addicted to this," but there's an extreme of something that you have experienced, because the devil is a major arcana. We all learn faster. Some people just learn faster and slower. But either way, we all are learning. We just don't remember that the Six of Cups, we learn it super early in life. And some people learn it super slow. But when we're younger, Spirit is saying it's a lot easier to teach you when you're younger, because you're less defensive and you're less stubborn and rigid to, failing and getting back up, right? When you're between the ages of birth to 6, like when you hit your 6th birthday, you cross over. And then you start to become more guarded to your innocence and your pure self due to certain experiences of extremes, right? Because a lot of you guys, with these gifts that you have, you know how to recognize other people's demons, because a lot of you have had your boundaries crossed at a very fragile age between birth and 6, birth and 5. And so just how, damn, I heard yummy. Wow. That is deep. Just how inappropriate someone can definitely get with you, because you are the sun, you are source, you are magic in its rawest form. You are the sun. You are the sun energy. Damn. So a lot of people will take that risk to get burned by the sun, right? Let's think about it. Come on now, y'all. No matter how hot it is outside and you get sunburned, you still go out there, right? It's 9 of Swords. It's worth the risk. So a lot of y'all energy is that type of energy where people they'll be like, bullying you made me realize I was a bully. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get a lot of transformative experiences in connection with you. I tried to assassinate your character, and I fucked around and found out. I got a lesson. But a lot of y'all aren't even the ones doing the humbling. You're not saying anything. You're not doing anything. It's like when they realize that they actually allowed themselves to do something to you. Oh, like a fall from grace. Straight to hell. Immediate repentance. Immediate. 9 of Swords in reverse. I don't want to suffer no more. And that invokes change. Sheesh. This is deep. 10 of Cups. So a lot of y'all that's been like questioning your judgment, it's time that you operate in your truth, knowing who you are. There was a clip, I don't know if I posted it, but I posted it on the community tabs. I know a lot of y'all are catching on to the purpose of the community tab. It's really confirmation, for real. But Harley Quinn said it best in the little clip I sent. If you watched it, this is you coming into the realization that it's not that you just have bad taste or bad judge of character when it comes to people. They're meant to find you. You know what I'm saying? They're meant to find you. And I feel like a lot of y'all greatest teachers are your matches. You get what I'm saying? They spark you. Yeah, your matches create like a ripple effect. Yeah, the matches, Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you know how you have that, when I say your match, I mean like your divine counterpart match. They're not really a catalyst. They're an initiate. They're like the initiative. Okay? So what I'm seeing is you've come across some catalyst that you've had to walk away from, right? But for the ones that ignite you, that spark your fire, it would feel kind of like similar to the Joker energy. Someone that you can't make do anything. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that are challenge your, that's your match, your quality match. It's like no matter what you say or what you do, you can't get them to commit, or you can't get them to do something. And then you go through a metamorphosis. So it's walking away. The catalyst you walk away from. The match, your soul match, your divine counterpart, it's like you die after. You know what I'm saying? Like you have no choice but to go through a metamorphosis. In that same position, it's like something hits, and now you have no fear. It's like it puts you in this frequency where it's like, fuck it, I have no fear, I have nothing left to lose. You feel, and that's when you reach a point of defeat. You go through this healing process, you go through stages of grief, and then you'll rise like the phoenix rising. And I feel like and that goes with anything. That goes with anything. With the Lovers, sideways, and the Two of Swords. Like love is not meant to be your escape. A lot of you may want to escape through love. Like all I want is love. All I want is my person. I'm ready to just live a normal life, but you're a star. You're a star, and you are the Six of Pentacles. A lot of you guys need to know that it's time for you to focus on why you came down here. Six of Pentacles. And I broke down in one of my videos the way I perceive the Six of Pentacles. It is like being that angel, the teacher. You are the Hierophant, right? The Six of Pentacles is the Hierophant. But I do feel like you're meant to engage with levels of consciousness as through generosity, right? So that's kind of the confirmation. Generosity. Three of Cups. Yeah, that creates conversation and dialogue, and it shifts the perspective of humanity. Because if you notice that majority of the stories where people are like, my life changed forever, it was like trickle down. You get what I'm saying? It was like trickle down success. Like I never thought in a million years this would happen to me, but it was trickled. God sent me an angel from the heavens above. Send me an angel from being in love. Cause all I do... Who sing that song? Somebody sing that song. I don't know who sing that song, but somebody sing that song. Let me know in the comments who sing that song, y'all. But that's all I have for you guys in today's reading. My battery is dying. I'll be forgetting to come out of the zone. All right, love you, Taurus. Catch you in the next one. Bye.